Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Diversion Authority Finance Committee meeting for April 23rd. First things first, we're going to wish Don a happy Administration Professionals Day today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you please call the roll? We're going to put you to work right away.
Mayor Dardis.
Here.
Mayor Mahoney. Mayor Carlson. Here. Mr. Steen.
Here.
Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Ms. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Redlinger.
Here.
Mr. Grimberg. Mr. Pepcorn.
Here.
Mr. Capitan.
Here.
Mr. Reitz.
Here.
And Ms. Madriga.
Here.
Vice President.
Thank you, Don. Next order of business is to approve the minutes from March 26, 2025. They have been distributed and in the packets.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3 is to approve the order of the agenda. Again, it has been distributed and in your packet.
Moved.
I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 4 is the approval of the bills. We call on Susan Thompson, Finance Director for the City of Fargo. It has been distributed and is on page 5 of the packet.
Okay, page 5 lists the bills that have been paid through April 16th, 2025. They total just over $2.2 million. The largest one is Cass County Joint Water Resource District of $1.5 million. That included a couple land settlement sales. It also was netted with some sales of the land to other people. So there were some proceeds in there as well. Does anyone have any questions?
Are there any questions from Ms. Thompson? This is an actionable item.
I'd move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the approval of the bills? Hearing none, Don, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Carlson.
Yes.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reitz.
Yes.
And Ms. Madriga.
Yes.
That's everyone.
Thank you. Motion passes. Item number 5 is the finance report. Again, we call on Susan Thompson, Finance Director of the City of Fargo. It's on page 26 of the packet.
So page 26 reflects current year and historic revenues and expenditures. Just want to point out, I think we talked about this last month too, and I was mistaken, well, not mistaken, proven wrong. But at the very top of the revenues, City of Fargo and Cass County sales tax. Typically that comes in March, so we would show that. Where there was a timing issue, we actually got the cash in March, but the remittance advice didn't come until April 1st, so it didn't get posted until April. So next month there will be 2 months worth of that in there. And then if we look at the next page, page 27, that is the statement of net position. So total assets on hand, $3.3 million, $313,816,031. And assets, liabilities include some accrued vouchers from March of last month that will have been paid by now, but that's $897,694. So the net position total is $314,918,337. Anyone have any questions?
Questions? Ms. Thompson? Again, this is an actionable item.
Move to approve the finance report.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve the finance report as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the finance report of $312,918,337. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6 on our agenda is a cash budget report. We call on Jason Benson, Executive Director of the Metro Flood Diversion Authority. It's It's on page 48 of the packet. Good afternoon and welcome.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. So first, looking at our revenues, as previously mentioned, when we look at the top two items, they're zero for the month. That's based on the timing of when we ran the report versus when those funds actually came in. So next month, we'll basically be showing 2 months worth of those sales tax. And then on the financing proceeds, over $1 million in proceeds. And that's, again, because of the balance that we're currently carrying, as we'll pay off those funds throughout the construction season. Some of those revenues will go down, but right now, based on our overall balance, the income that we're receiving off of that has been really well. If there's no questions on this, I'll go to the level one summary. And last month, we made that first payment to the P3, and you'll see that in column or line number 2, the milestone payments to the developer, the $14.3 million, and that was for those BNSF shoe fly lines that they had constructed. So that's annotated, and that's probably the biggest cost so far for this year. But again, that was a big milestone for us in getting those milestone payments out to the developer. If there's no questions, there's the level 2 we could dig into, but if anybody's got any questions on that, if not, that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 7 is memorandums of understanding and agreements. We call on Mr. John Shockley. It's on page 55 of the packet.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Diversion Authority Finance Committee. I have 2 items for the committee's consideration today. The first is an agreement for a temporary construction easement between James Danielson and Metro Flood Diversion Authority. You'll recall that the authority has acquired the rail corridor right-of-way or parts of it. And as part of that acquisition and transfer of the property, the authority needs to remove some ballast and sub-ballast. And so we are entering into a temporary construction easement and access agreement with the Danielson so that the authority's contractor can go in and remove the ballast from the right-of-way. And then it would, after we've done completed the removal, then it's returned to the underlying property owner.
Any questions? Please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next item is an amendment to the Rush River Water Resource District and MFDA MOU. This is the second amendment, and this is further defining roles and responsibilities. In particular, this covers drain transitions for Drain 2, which is in the lower Rush River, and Drain 12, which is in the Rush River, and Drain 30, and discusses the maintenance of the additional remnant drains. Ultimately, the district is responsible for designing and constructing the drain transitions, and the authority is responsible for reimbursing the district for its work, as well as considering requests from the district for maintenance funds for the remnant drains. If there is a deficiency, you'll recall as part of the channel intersecting these drains, there's a lot of connections that have to occur so that the local drainage is maintained. Happy to answer any questions. If there's technical questions, I'll have to call upon one of the members of the technical team to answer.
Questions for Mr. Shockley, anyone? All right. These agreements are actionable for items A and B?
Yes.
We have a motion for approval of items 7A and 7B. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the MOUs and agreements for 7A and B. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Don, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Carlson.
Yes.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
yes,
Mr. Willinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reitz.
Yes.
And Ms. Madriga.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you. Motion passes. We'll move on to item 8. the Diversion Authority Board approval contracting actions and budget amendments. Call on Chris Bakkegaard for this report. Good afternoon, welcome.
Thank you, Chair Dardis, members of the Finance Committee. We have one contracting action for consideration this month. This is with Cass County Electric. This is for some mitigation line work within the upstream mitigation area. They'll be burying about 3 miles of cable to protect it from flooding. Again, it'll be broken into 3 subtasks. Can certainly talk through the details of those, but just involves retiring some overhead lines and replacing them with underground lines. These are estimates that we received from Cass County Electric directly. All total in this task order is a little over $500,000. They'll be self-performing this work and seeking reimbursement from the authority. So I can certainly stand for any other questions you have. This is just an ongoing utility mitigation task that is in our program budget, and just a matter of putting it into a task order for them to complete.
Thank you. Questions for Mr. Bakkegaard? No? Again, this is an actionable item.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve Cass County Electric's task order number 23, amendment amendment 0. Yeah. Is there a second?
Steen seconds.
I have a second, a motion and a second to approve the board approved contracting actions, and the budget amendments. Is there any discussion? Don, would you please call a roll?
Chair Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Carlson.
Yes.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Johnson.
yes,
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reese.
Yes.
And Ms. Madrigal.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you, Don. Motion passes. We're now on item number 9, other business. We're going to have a report on the Minnesota funding update by Jason Benson.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. So the Minnesota legislature is coming down to the last less than a month to go, and a lot of movement still on the funding side, especially when it comes to bonding. Last week we did have the opportunity to sit down with Governor Walz in a small group setting and discuss the project, provide a larger overview, and then discuss the current funding, the $60.4 million that we're requesting, which includes the $16 million for Moorhead's lift stations, and then the remaining of that roughly $44 million for Buffalo Red Watershed District projects in Georgetown, Wolverton, and then Clay County projects. So we're continuing to see some positive energy about that funding as the Minnesota legislature looks at bonding. There's different versions of bonding in both the House and Senate side. So we're going to continue to move forward with the request for that $60 million in through both houses of the chambers, through both chambers of the Minnesota legislature, and continue to work with both Representatives Joy and Keeler and Senator Kupek. So a lot to go in the session still. When we look at those bonding bills, it appears that they're going to be moving more towards the every other year bonding bill. So I think it's important that we continue to press for these funds this year so we can continue these projects in the Minnesota side in 2025, 2026, as we, 2027 would probably be the next bonding bill year. If there's any questions, that's current report, and we'll, like I said, we'll continue to press for these funds through the legislature.
Any questions for Mr. Benson? No. Mayor Carlson.
Thank you, Chair Dardis. Just a few comments. I just wanted to commend you, Mr. Benson, on doing an exceptional job of laying the groundwork and providing a complete overview to Governor Walz. I don't think we'd had an opportunity to sit down with him and really fully go through all aspects of the project and how many pieces there are to the project, and that the Minnesota portion is just a piece of the overall puzzle. And just also wanted to extend appreciation to the Chamber of Commerce for, and specifically Cale Dunwoody, for helping to coordinate all of the people that were involved, because we had the city of Moorhead there, we had the Diversion represented, Clay County represented, and the Buffalo Red Watershed District. And of course, members of the Chamber of Commerce, because we know how important it is for businesses not to be flooded also. It just really, interrupts people's lives when they can't go to work and school and everything like that. So thank you for doing that, and thank you to the Chamber for helping coordinate it all.
Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else? Anything for Mr. Benson? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That ends the agenda items that we have. Does any member of the Finance Committee have anything they'd like to bring forward at this time? Hearing none. Our next meeting will be May 21st, 2025. We stand adjourned. Thank you.